Welcome, everyone. Today, we explore the legendary Australian $1. These coins are among the most prized and valuable treasures in modern collecting. Let's discover what makes them so special. First coin. The 1984 $1 coin without a mint mark occupies a position of near-mythical status, representing a pinnacle for series specialists and a significant prize for any collector of modern rarities. Its appeal is not derived from grand age or precious metal content, but from a perfect storm of low mintage, a specific variety, and the relentless demand from a collecting community dedicated to the humble dollar coin. This particular issue is a cornerstone of the series, a coin that is perpetually sought after yet exceedingly difficult to acquire in superior condition, making its appearance in any major auction a notable event that captivates seasoned numismatists. The fervent competition for high-grade specimens ensures its place as one of the most celebrated and valuable circulating coins of the modern era, a testament to how scarcity and collector focus can elevate a recent issue to legendary heights. The historical narrative of this coin is intrinsically linked to Australia's transition to a $1 coin, which replaced the banknote in 1984. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced the vast majority of these new coins, identifiable by a small C mint mark on the obverse. However, a limited number of dies without this mint mark were inadvertently used in production, creating a rare and unintended variety. This was not a commemorative issue but a circulating coin, and the no mint mark variety emerged purely from a minting anomaly during a year of significant monetary change. Its existence was largely unknown to the general public, with most examples entering circulation alongside their common counterparts, only to be recognized and plucked from pocket change by astute collectors years later, adding a layer of detective work to its modern allure. Aesthetically, the coin's design is a masterpiece of Australian symbolism, featuring Stuart Devlin's intricate mob of kangaroos in full dynamic motion across the reverse. This design requires a high strike to bring out the fine details of the individual kangaroo's legs and tails, a characteristic often missing from circulated examples. The obverse features the renowned Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, and it is on this side that the key identifier is found, or more precisely, not found. The absence of the C mint mark to the left of the Queen's neck is the defining feature. In mint state condition, the coin's luster is profound, a cartwheel effect that rolls across the fields, highlighting the sharpness of the design. The contrast between the frosted design elements and the mirror-like fields on a well-preserved specimen is a sight that captivates collectors, showcasing the technical prowess of the mint when a coin is perfectly struck and preserved. The rarity of the 1984 no mint mark dollar is profound, with estimated mintage figures suggesting only a few 100,000 were produced, a mere fraction of the tens of millions of standard C mint mark coins. Of this already small number, the vast majority were released into circulation, suffering from bag marks, abrasions, and loss of luster. Consequently, examples that survived in pristine, uncirculated condition are exceptionally rare. The population reports from major grading services like PCGS and NGC confirm this extreme scarcity, with far fewer than 1,000 coins graded in the top mint state tiers. This combination of a low original mintage and a minuscule survival rate in high grade creates a numismatic bottleneck, where dozens of eager collectors vie for every single top-tier example that appears on the market. The market value for a certified high-grade example reflects its extreme desirability and scarcity. A specimen graded at MS66 might trade in the range of $800 to $1,200, serving as a strong entry point for the variety. However, as the grade increases, the price escalates dramatically due to the exponential drop in population. A coin achieving the MS67 grade can command prices from $2,500 to $3,500, as it represents one of the finest known examples. The absolute pinnacle, a solitary MS-68, exists in a realm of its own, with a value that could realistically approach or even surpass $7,000 in a competitive auction setting. These values are not static. They have shown a consistent upward trajectory over the past decade, driven by new collectors entering the dollar series and the finite supply of quality material. For collectors aspiring to add this numismatic jewel to their holdings, diligence and patience are paramount. Authentication and grading by a top-tier service such as PCGS or NGC is non-negotiable. The premium for a certified coin is justified by the assurance of authenticity and the accurate assessment of its condition. Potential buyers should focus on the coin's eye appeal, seeking out examples with vibrant, original luster and minimal contact marks, particularly on the raised design elements of the kangaroos. Building relationships with reputable dealers who specialize in Australian decimal coinage or monitoring major numismatic auction houses is the most reliable strategy for acquisition. Due to its value, secure storage in a climate-controlled environment, using inert materials like archival quality holders, is essential to preserve its condition, and by extension, its significant financial worth. In summary, the 1984 No Mint Mark $1 coin is a modern numismatic classic, a coin whose significance far exceeds its face value. It embodies a key minting variety from a pivotal year in Australia's monetary history, wrapped in a beautifully executed design. Its legendary status is cemented by its genuine rarity in uncirculated grades, a fact that fuels intense market demand and ensures its position as a blue-chip asset within a collection. For the specialist, it is a series-defining coin. For the investor, a tangible asset with a proven history of appreciation. And for any enthusiast, a compelling piece of Australian minting history that continues to captivate and challenge the collecting world. Coin number 2. In the sophisticated world of Australian numismatics, the 1985 $1 coin without a mint mark represents a formidable challenge for completists and a beacon of modern rarity. Its allure is rooted in a specific and elusive variety that distinguishes it from the millions of its common counterparts, creating a focal point for intense collector pursuit. This coin is not merely a piece of currency, but a symbol of a minting anomaly that has captivated the market, with its value propelled by the convergence of low survival rates and high series-specific demand. For those dedicated to the $1 series, acquiring this particular issue is often considered a crowning achievement. A necessary piece that completes a sophisticated collection and underscores a collector's depth of knowledge and perseverance. The historical backdrop of this coin is set in the second year of the $1 coin circulation, a period when the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra was refining its production processes. Unlike the inaugural 1984 issue, the 1985 dollar was produced in even greater numbers, yet a small subset of these coins was struck from obverse dies that lacked the definitive C mint mark. This occurrence was almost certainly an oversight, a carryover or error in the die preparation stage that resulted in a rare and unintended variety. These no mint mark coins were released into general circulation, unknowingly mingling with the vast quantity of marked coins, their significance unrecognized for years. This hidden history adds a layer of intrigue, as each high-grade example discovered today feels like a reclaimed treasure from the past. The visual appeal of a pristine 1985 no mint mark dollar is exceptional, centered on Stuart Devlin's iconic reverse design featuring a mob of 5 kangaroos. This complex image demands a full, sharp strike to capture the intricate details of the animal's musculature and the textured outback landscape beneath them. The coin's aluminum bronze composition gives it a distinctive golden hue, and when preserved in mint state, it exhibits a vibrant, satiny luster. The critical identifier, however, is on the obverse. The absence of the small C mint mark beside the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II is the defining characteristic, a subtle but monumental detail that transforms an ordinary coin into a numismatic prize. The visual satisfaction of finding this missing element on a brilliantly preserved canvas is a significant part of its charm. The extreme rarity of this variety is a function of both its original mintage and its survival rate. While the total mintage for $1985 was immense, the number without a mint mark is estimated to be extraordinarily low, potentially even lower than the 1984 variety. The crucible of circulation was unkind to the vast majority of these coins, leaving only a minute fraction in the uncirculated condition that collectors demand. When one examines the population reports from grading services, the scarcity in high grades becomes starkly apparent. The number of examples graded MS66 and above is minuscule, creating a dramatic supply and demand imbalance. For every collector seeking a top-tier example, there are only a handful of coins available worldwide, a reality that fundamentally underpins its status and value. This scarcity is directly reflected in the coin's market valuation, which exhibits significant premiums for certified examples. A solid, attractive example graded MS65 can trade between $600 and $900, representing the entry point for this variety. However, the market dynamics shift dramatically for coins in MS66 condition, where values typically range from $1,500 to $2,200, as this grade represents a notable step up in quality and far fewer survivors. The pinnacle of the condition census, coins graded MS67, are exceptionally rare and can command prices from $3,800 to $5,500 or more in a competitive auction environment. These prices are not speculative, but are supported by consistent sales data and the unwavering demand from a pool of collectors who understand the variety's pivotal role in a comprehensive dollar collection. For the serious collector, navigating the acquisition of a 1985 no-mint mark dollar requires a strategic and informed approach. The paramount rule is to insist on independent certification from either PCGS or NGC. This guarantees both the variety's authenticity and provides a reliable assessment of its condition grade. When evaluating a potential purchase, close attention should be paid to the strength of the strike on the kangaroo's details and the preservation of the coin's original surfaces, as any significant contact marks will detract from both its eye appeal and its value. Engaging with established numismatic dealers who have a proven track record with Australian decimal coinage or participating in major national and international auctions are the most secure avenues for purchase. Once acquired, the coin should be stored in its sealed holder, kept in a stable, dry environment to safeguard its condition for future generations. Ultimately, the 1985 no-mint mark $1 coin stands as a testament to the fact that profound rarity in numismatics can exist even within modern, mass-produced series. It is a coin that offers a compelling narrative of minting oversight, a visually striking design, and the thrill of the hunt. Its position as a key date in the $1 series is unassailable, ensuring its continued relevance and appeal. For the advanced collector, it represents a critical milestone, an object of beauty, and a tangible asset whose value is secured by its genuine scarcity and the relentless pursuit of those who seek to own a complete piece of Australian monetary history. Coin number 3. Among the pantheon of modern Australian numismatic rarities, the 1994 $1 coin without a mint mark holds a particularly enigmatic and coveted position. Its significance stems from its status as a ghost of the series, a coin produced a full decade after the dollar's introduction, a time when the minting process was presumed to be standardized. Unlike the earlier no-mint mark varieties, the appearance of this issue in 1994 is far less documented and understood, creating an aura of mystery that deeply appeals to specialist collectors. It represents a persistent, albeit faint, production anomaly that challenges assumptions about the mint's consistency, making it an ultimate prize for those who pursue the most obscure and challenging varieties within the decimal system. The historical context of this coin is intertwined with the routine production of the $1 coin in the mid-1990s. By this period, the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra was producing dollars in the tens of millions annually, with the C Mint mark a standard feature. The emergence of coins lacking this mark is attributed to the use of obsolete or incorrectly prepared obverse dies that had escaped the standard defacement process. These dies were likely mixed with current ones and used in a very limited production run before the error was caught. There was no fanfare or announcement. These coins simply entered the monetary stream, their rarity ensuring they would remain virtually unknown to the public and only be discovered years later by collectors meticulously searching rolls or dealer inventories. The design of the coin is the familiar and beloved Stuart Devlin motif of 5 kangaroos, a symbol of Australia's wildlife and spirit. Struck in aluminum bronze, the coin's potential beauty is fully realized only in mint state condition, where the full, sharp strike of the design reveals the intricate details of each kangaroo and the textured ground beneath them. The field should display a clean, unbroken luster. The sole distinguishing feature, and the source of its numismatic premium, is the completely blank obverse field to the left of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait by Raphael Makhlouf, where millions of coins display a small, incused C. This variety presents an unadorned, smooth surface, a simple absence that signifies everything to a trained eye. The rarity of the 1994 no-mint mark dollar is considered extreme, potentially surpassing even the earlier dates. While definitive mintage figures are unknown, the number of confirmed specimens is astonishingly low, with estimates suggesting only a few thousand may have been struck. The passage of time and the destructive nature of circulation have further winnowed this number, making examples in any condition scarce, and those in uncirculated state exceptionally so. Population reports from grading services are telling, with only a scant handful of coins achieving the lofty grades of MS66 and above. This creates a market where demand perpetually and vastly outstrips the infinitesimal supply, a fundamental economic principle that drives its significant value. This immense rarity directly translates into a robust and tiered market value. A collector can expect to invest around $750 to $1,100 for a problem-free example in MS64 condition, which itself is a scarce find. The price curve escalates sharply with grade. A coin certified MS65 can command between $1,800 and $2,700, reflecting its superior state of preservation. For the pinnacle of quality, a gem MS66 specimen, the financial commitment is substantial, with auction results consistently falling in the $4,000 to $5,800 range. These values are sustained by the coin's critical role as a condition and variety rarity, ensuring it remains a blue chip holding within any advanced Australian decimal collection. Securing a genuine example of this rare variety demands a meticulous and cautious approach. Given its value and the potential for sophisticated counterfeits or altered coins, acquisition must be predicated on third-party certification from either PCGS or NGC. A certified holder not only authenticates the missing mint mark variety, but also provides a definitive grade, removing subjectivity from the assessment. Collectors should prioritize eye appeal, seeking coins with strong cartwheel luster and minimal bag marks, especially on the obverse field where the absence of the mint mark is the focal point. The most reliable avenues for purchase are through established numismatic auction houses or dealers with specialized knowledge in Australian decimal coinage, as their reputations depend on the integrity of their offerings. In conclusion, the 1994 no mint mark $1 coin is a sleeper hit of Australian numismatics, a modern issue whose scarcity was not immediately apparent, but has since cemented its place as a legendary find. It combines the accessibility of a recent coin with the profound rarity typically associated with historic issues. For the specialist, it is a non-negotiable key date, a piece that completes the narrative of the $1 series and demonstrates a collector's commitment to the highest level of the hobby. It is simultaneously a work of miniature art, a fragment of industrial history, and a sound financial asset, whose appeal and value are guaranteed by its genuine scarcity and the enduring passion of those who seek it. Coin number 4. Of the many varieties that captivate specialists of Australia's $1 series, the 1995 issue without a mint mark stands as a particularly challenging and prestigious prize. Its significance is magnified by the fact that it appears in the final year of the Raphael Makhlouf effigy, representing one of the last opportunities for such a minting anomaly within this iconic portrait series. For the dedicated numismatist, this coin is not merely a missing letter, but a crucial piece of a complex puzzle, a tangible link to a specific and closing chapter in the Royal Australian Mint's production history. The pursuit of this variety is characterized by a recognition of its extreme difficulty to locate, fueling a competitive market where superb examples are traded with a seriousness typically reserved for far older classics. The historical narrative of the 1995 no-mint mark dollar is set against a backdrop of routine, high-volume coin production. By the mid-1990s, the mint was operating with great efficiency, making the emergence of a die without the standard C mint mark a notable deviation from the norm. This occurrence is widely believed to be the result of an obsolete obverse die, one that had escaped the process of being defaced or marked, being inadvertently pressed back into service. Its use was likely brief, with the error quickly identified and corrected, but not before a limited number of coins entered the production stream. These coins were released into circulation, their unique status unknown, destined to be discovered later by astute collectors sifting through millions of common examples. Aesthetically, the coin presents the harmonious pairing of the Makhlouf portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, known for its youthful and stylized appearance, with Stuart Devlin's dynamic mob of kangaroos on the reverse. The coin's aluminum bronze composition provides a rich canvas for its golden luster, which, in mint state, should be vibrant and uninterrupted. The defining feature, of course, is the absence of the incuse C mint mark on the obverse, located to the left of the Queen's neck. This creates a conspicuously clean area on the field, a void that is immediately apparent to a knowledgeable collector. In the highest grades, the coin's surfaces are pristine, and the strike is full, bringing out every subtle detail of the kangaroo's forms against the textured background. The rarity of this variety is profound, and is a product of its exceptionally low mintage and the passage of time. It is considered by many specialists to be the rarest of all the no-mint mark dollars from the Makhlouf portrait era. While exact numbers are unknown, the population of confirmed specimens is incredibly small, likely numbering only in the low thousands, if that. The number of these that survived the rigors of circulation and bag storage to remain in gem uncirculated condition is a mere fraction of that already tiny figure. Certified population reports from services like PCGS and NGC show only a minuscule number of coins graded in MS66 and above, a statistical reality that creates an intense competition for every high-grade example that appears on the market. This extreme scarcity is the primary driver of the coin's substantial market value. A collector seeking a certified example in MS64 condition, which for this coin is a respectable grade, should anticipate a price range of $900 to $1,400. As the grade improves, the cost increases exponentially. An example graded MS65, representing a significant step up in quality and preservation, can command prices between $2,500 and $3,500. For the pinnacle of known quality, a superlative gem MS66, the market value enters an elite stratum, with recent transactions and dealer asking prices solidly in the $5,500 to $6,800 range, reflecting its status as one of the finest known examples of this elusive variety. For any collector aspiring to own this numismatic treasure, a rigorous and patient approach is essential. The first and most critical rule is to only consider examples that have been independently certified and encapsulated by either PCGS or NGC. This provides an unconditional guarantee of the variety's authenticity and an expert opinion on its condition, which is vital for an issue that is both valuable and vulnerable to alteration. When evaluating a certified coin, focus on its eye appeal. Seek out those with blazing, original luster, and as few distracting contact marks as possible. Given its rarity, acquisition often requires monitoring major numismatic auction houses and cultivating relationships with specialist dealers in Australian decimal coinage. It is not a coin one finds easily, but one for which a collector must be prepared to act decisively when the opportunity arises. In final analysis, the 1995 No Mint Mark $1 coin is a masterpiece of modern numismatic rarity. It represents the culmination of a series of anomalies within a specific era of Australian coinage, a final, whisper-quiet echo of a minting irregularity that began a decade prior. Its appeal is multifaceted. It is a necessary component for the completion of a specialized collection, a beautiful example of modern coin design in its peak state, and a demonstrably scarce asset with a clear and compelling value proposition. It commands respect not for its age, but for its perfection within a niche, proving that profound numismatic significance can be found in the most recent chapters of a nation's coinage history.